please contact the city clerk at city.clerk@mountainview.gov to obtain a copy of the applicable resolution. All members of the EPC are participating in this meeting by video with no physical meeting location. Members of the public wishing to observe the meeting may do so at mountainview.legistar.com, on YouTube at mountainview.gov/YouTube, or on Comcast at channel 26. As noted in the meeting agenda, members of the public may provide oral public comments during the public comment period for any item by joining the Zoom webinar with the webinar ID of 853-0070-5240. Emails and voicemail messages received by 5 p.m. today were forwarded to the EPC. All votes will be taken by roll call vote. I'll ask the EPC clerk to please take the roll call. Ms. Pinola.
Okay, Commissioner Clark. Looks like he's absent. Commissioner Dempsey.
Here.
Commissioner Gutierrez.
Here.
Commissioner Haymeyer.
Here.
Commissioner Nunes.
Here.
Vice Chair Yin.
Here.
And Chair Cranston.
Here.
All right, so just one absent.
So the next item on the agenda is oral communications. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons wishing to address the EPC on any matter that's not on the agenda. Speakers are allowed to speak on any topic for up to 3 minutes during this section. State law prohibits the Commission from acting on any non-agenda items. Would any member of the public on the line like to provide comment on the non-agenda item? If so, please click the raise hand button in Zoom or press *9 on your phone. Phone users can mute and unmute themselves with *6. EPC clerk will start the timer to let you know when your time is up. And do we have anyone wishing to speak?
And I'm seeing none.
Right. So the item 4 on the agenda is a public hearing resolution authorizing virtual meetings pursuant to Assembly Bill 836. There'll be a staff presentation from Advanced Planning Manager Eric Anderson. Mr. Anderson.
Yes, thank you very much, Chair and Commission. I don't have any slides to share, but the purpose of this resolution tonight is to allow the EPC to hold virtual meetings through the month of August because the Council's resolution to hold virtual meetings expires tomorrow. And so this is consistent with state law and the public health measures by the County Public Health Officer and is based on the COVID-19 pandemic emergency. So staff recommends that you adopt the resolution, which would allow the Commission to meet virtually for the month of August, expiring on August 26th, 2022.
And the resolution, do you have that, or we need to pull that up from what was in the staff report?
The resolution was attached to the staff report. Yeah, so if I can put on the screen the recommendation that you can read. Just a second.
Well, while he's pulling that up, because the first item is there any questions from commissioners about this item? Commissioner Nunez.
Yep, quick question. So does that mean post-August, September onward, we'll be looking to have like on-site physical meetings, or what's the plan post-August?
So I was going to bring this up during announcements, but I can bring it up now. I do recommend that we have another one of these AB 361 resolutions on August 17th. This would allow us to at least do the first meeting in September virtually, and that gives staff an opportunity to get trained on council procedures after a potential council meeting. It also, in case council decides not to adopt the resolution, it also ensures that the EPC can continue to do this. And it just kind of, it's a fail safe, and it doesn't cost anything because we could still hold the in-person meetings if the commission wants to.
Cool. And then last question, is the county having any kind of like say on this with the whole like COVID stuff? So if they give like an order, would we just like be forced into virtual, or would council have to do a resolution, or what would that look like?
Yeah, so after this action, that we would be able to meet virtually for the next 30 days. After that, if say a period arises where, let me stop sharing so we can all see each other, I apologize. If after that there's a period where we are meeting in person and the county adopts a more stringent order, then we would have to adopt more resolutions. The council would adopt a resolution for all bodies. Oh, go ahead, City Attorney.
Thank you. I was just going to add that it depends on the nature of any future county action. So if the county does issue a different type of health order in the future, we would review it and determine whether or not it requires our boards and commissions and city councils to meet remotely going forward, or if there would still be an option to meet in a hybrid mode or in person fully.
And Eric and
Excellent point.
Sandy, I was kind of led to believe that council is working with staff to attempt an initial hybrid meeting. And while that would be interesting, I was unenthusiastic about us trying it before council figured it out. So my hope was that they would work out the bugs before we tried it the first time, if that's the direction they go. So this gives us the option to wait for council to figure out how to do hybrid meetings before we get the chance to try. Other questions, comments? Commissioner Haymeyer.
Yeah, I think the only piece that I would add is I know the masking guidance keeps changing. And so my personal preference is if we are in person, I would likely be masking. And I think that being able to have the option while transmission rates are so high to continue doing virtual and Zoom from home would be my preference, just as we see how these surges go. But it sounds like we have flexibility, and August 17th was the same question I was going to ask. So thanks, Eric.
Other questions? No, then we'll open up for public comment. Would any member on the line like to provide a comment on this item? If so, please click the raise hand button in Zoom or *9 on your phone. Phone users can mute and unmute themselves by pressing *6. The EPC clerk will start the timer, let you know when your time is up. Ms. Pennelar, do we have anyone wishing to speak on this item?
No, we don't have any.
We'll bring it back to the EPC for deliberation. Commissioner Gutierrez. You're on mute, there.
Thank you, everyone. If there's no objection, I'd like to just move for the motion to be seconded.
Commissioner, I think the chair was going to say this, to read the full title of the resolution.
So Eric, can you?
So I'll go ahead and move to adopt a resolution of the Environmental Planning Commission of the City of Mountain View, authorizing virtual meetings pursuant to AB 361 and mark required findings to be, let's see here. This is not showing completely. Okay, to be read in title only, further reading waived, in parentheses, Exhibit 1 to the Environmental Planning Commission staff report.
Commissioner Haymeyer?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? And Ms. Pennelar, can you take the vote?
Okay, Commissioner Dempsey,
Aye.
Commissioner Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Haymeyer,
Aye.
Commissioner Nunes,
Aye.
Vice Chair Yin,
Aye.
and Chair Cranston.
Aye.
Okay, the motion carries 6-0.
Thank you. That will close item 4 on the agenda. Next item is commission staff announcements update requests. There'll be no actions taken on anything raised at this time. So, the announcements?
Sure, just a couple of upcoming items. As a reminder, we did publish the draft EIR for the housing element last week. And so hopefully you're diving into that for the August 3rd study session. We will have a staff report on Friday. On the 17th, we have a couple of items scheduled. As I said, we're going to do another AB 361 reso. And a residential project on El Camino near Sunnyvale is going to come before the EPC, 870 El Camino, tentatively. And then we have an update on the annual work plan. And then the Middlefield Master Plan is tentatively scheduled for Middlefield Park Master Plan on September 7th. I do want to also let you know that we are in the middle of R3 zoning update workshops. A few more coming up in the next couple of weeks. We're going to each of the different C&C neighborhoods. So, let your neighbors know if they want to join. We certainly want good turnout in each of those. And then last night, I wanted to let you all know that I did attend the Civility Roundtable regarding the history of housing in Mountain View and racial issues associated with that. It was a very, very interesting presentation. Lots of really, really interesting stories of people's experiences. And really kind of what drove home for me tonight is that, certainly throughout its history, Mountain View has been on both sides of the issue in different times and in different ways, both being open to diversity as well as, putting up constraints and doors on people. So really interesting. They're going to have a lot of, they had a lot of really interesting visual aids and things like that and kind of story pieces. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be putting all that stuff online if you happen to miss it. But yeah, it was quite an event. That's all I have. I don't, they may have recorded the presentation, but there was a lot of discussion that happened. So it was, individual tables of people with conversations, and I'm not sure that any of that was recorded.
Any other announcements? Okay. Then we will move to adjournment. This meeting will adjourn at 7:15 p.m. until our next regular meeting, a special meeting held on August 3rd, 2022 at 7 p.m. Thank you, everyone.
See you next week.
Hey, everybody.
Good night.
Yeah.